And I, as Jill very kindly said, I'm the co-founder and musical director of More Than Just a Choir, a banner of which you see on here. If you look around you, and if you go outside, when you go across for tea and coffee, you'll have a look, you'll see a lot of things about rethink, you'll see a lot of things about mental illness. And this building that we're in is called The Bridge, and it's a mental health day centre. It's been open for about nearly 20 years. This year we've been instrumental in saving it from closure. Harrow Council decided in their wisdom that there was no money and they were going to close it. A grassroots organisation sprang up to save it, which we did temporarily. So one of the things that I'm doing is, because the choir rehearses here, we've had the privilege of having this place for free for the last few years. But it's going to have to become a lot more commercial to survive. People like us, the Toastmasters, we pay money to come here. But the choir gets free treatment because it's a charity and it's around mental illness. But we're going to have to pay. So I've started to look for other ways to raise money. So while I'm putting up these posters, if you could just be thinking about other ways to raise money, that would be very effective and very effective. Consider yourself one of the family. We've taken it so strong. It's clear we're going to get along. Consider yourself wait. Consider yourself part of the family. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I have a mission. When I was working in an office, the office manager made a mistake of asking me to put up a notice board. And I love blue tack and Velcro. Fortunately, I didn't quite cause an incident of death or injury, but very nearly. So please bear with me. This is my foible. So my mission. Can everybody read that? I made the mistake before of printing things small, so I tried to print things big. Can you see that?
Yeah.
If you can't see that, would you like to get yourself in a position where you can see that?
I'm ready.
Okay. Fine. Thank you very much. My mission, ladies and gentlemen, is to organise a fundraising concert to pay for regular rehearsals at the Bridge for More Than Just a Choir. Now, the concert will involve as many choir members as possible, organising and participating in order to foster a feeling of fellowship, support, achievement and enjoyment. Now, with this mission go some core values, and my core values are respect and enjoyment. Now, I want the fact that the audience and the participants to have an enjoyable evening, which may seem obvious, but it is an aim of the thing. And I also want that members of the choir take part willingly. I'm not saying you have to commit to this, I want you to be there, but nobody has to be part of the event. And the members of the choir, who are people affected by mental illness in one way or another, whether they're sufferers themselves, whether they know people who have suffered or they have suffered formerly and they're in recovery, they will have support and be given training so that they want to be part of it. And even if they feel that they don't have the skills at the moment, or the necessary skills, or the confidence, or the ability to communicate, that is part of what I want to do. Part of what we do is building confidence, or rebuilding confidence, helping people to find things that they've lost through mental illness. And the music, well, the music will be as good as we can make it, but we don't strive for musical perfection. More Than Just a Choir is more than just a choir. I've sung in many choirs, and most of the choirs I've sung in, you arrive, you sign in, you start warming up, you sing, and you go to the pub. When you come here on a Tuesday evening, every Tuesday, we're open 52 weeks a year. I don't know any other club or organisation, apart from Toastmasters, which runs right through. It does. Even Toastmasters has time off from time to time, and we don't meet every week. But we're there every week for 3 hours. People turn up, and they get food, they get drink. So we get 45 minutes of socialising beforehand. We then get about 10 or 15 minutes of talking, then an hour and a half of singing, and we get another half hour of socialising. So we're aiming to build fellowship, friendship, enjoyment of music, and focusing on something, an activity that brings people together. Yes. See that?
Yeah, who's funding the food, and is it you that pay for all the food? And
some of the food, we spend about £10 to £15 a week on fruit juice, hummus, fruit, grapes, things. We're also very fortunate that a local bakery, Wenzel's, donates us their leftovers at the end of the day. Which means we can, if you are craving sugar, saturated fat, carbohydrate, meat, come here on a Tuesday evening. There's no shortage of that. Plus, so they're very generous, so we do that. We don't do much fundraising. We haven't up to now, but we've been lucky. We've had a few benefactors. We are a completely voluntary organisation, so there's no staff costs. We get the room for free. So all that we pay for is downloading some music and backing tracks. And over the years, we've bought some equipment, a PA system, a music stand. So on the 29th of October, we've been allowed to use Stanmore Baptist Church for free again. We're very lucky that we have the support of the Harrow Borough Police Chief, which is Chief Superintendent Simon Ovens. He's a great fan of the choir, and and he chose us this year to be his charity of choice. And he's raised it himself, with the help of the police, over £2,000 that's helped us. And that goes a long way in our coffers, £2,000. So on the 29th of October, what can you expect? Very much, I hope it's going to be very much like a Tuesday evening. You'll arrive at 6 o'clock at Stanmore Baptist Church. You'll walk in, there'll be tables laden with food and drink. And this time there'll be probably some donation buckets. There'll be some raffle tickets. And we have some nice prizes being donated, and hopefully we'll get some more prizes donated. Tesco are donating some food for us. Some members of the choir are going to produce a few hundred samosas and other vegetarian delicacies. Hopefully Wenzel's will also be providing some stuff. And we've had offers from other people as well to help us. So I think there will be no shortage of food. Then Tonic Choir, who's another community choir in Harrow, will be performing the first half, which is wonderful because they have a completely different approach to music than we do. They actually split into sopranos, altos, tenors and basses, and they sing music in harmony and they rehearse rigorously, and they always try and finish the songs at the same time. And we also try and finish the songs at the same time, but there's less emphasis on that. What I aim for sometimes is if we all finish the same song in the same room, that's successful sometimes. But what we lack in musical skill and ability, and although having said that we have some great musicians in the choir, we more than make up for it enthusiasm and the fellowship that we generate. So this is the first time I've done this, and actually worked with another choir, and it's been a real personal journey of involvement and development. And the idea behind it, and what it's doing, it's tying up all the things that I love, which is Toastmasters, music, working with the choir, developing, standing up in front of a group of people and talking, showing off, singing, all the things, and conducting. That ticks all my boxes. And for me, the thing is how to bring it all together, how to develop the team. So I've got a team together from the choir, and having said, one of my biggest personal challenges is delegating. Not very good at delegating. So for me to actually delegate stuff and watch somebody else take charge of it is very hard. And also, I would say it's a perk of the job. It's an attribute of working with mental illness. that when you delegate, you have to lower your expectations. Things don't always happen as you think they might do. So every Tuesday evening I expect that nobody's going to turn up. And then I'm always exceeding my expectations. I expect when we come to do the concert, it's all going to go wrong. We're going to get the songs wrong, the food won't turn up, but I know that it will go right well and it will go fine because that's what we do. There's a lot more I could say. 8 to 10 minutes for this project is by no means enough, but I hope I've given you a flavour. I hope that, I was going to say, there's a nice big poster, I can't even see it. It's up there. My printer hasn't printed out the right colours, it should be a nice bright yellow coming up there. So, More Than Just a Choir, ladies and gentlemen, invites you to a fundraising musical party with an introductory welcome by Chief Superintendent Simon Ovens. And this, just to finish, to help us do what we've been doing successfully for the past 7 years. And it's going to enable us to reach out to more people isolated by mental illness and stigma. We meet 52 weeks a year, singing, socialising, friendship and eating cake. Mr. Toastmaster.